So you grab your Stratocaster out, you're ready to play, but you notice the action is weird and the intonation doesn't sound quite right. We're going to address both issues in today's video. So the first thing you want to do before doing anything is you want to make sure the neck is straight. And so we've already gone through and the neck is nice and straight. So we're going to jump next to setting the action and then also setting the intonation. You always want to set the action before you do the intonation, because if you do the intonation first, when you reset the action, it's going to completely mess up all the work you did with the intonation. So you're going to have to redo that step. So we want to make our lives easy. So let's jump right into, we're going to jump right into setting the action. And this one is, it does have a whammy bar, so it does have springs on the back. So it does have a floating tremolo. We're assuming that we're working with a tremolo that is flat. Before we get to setting the action, we are going to first just check and make sure that the thin E string and the thick E string are both set to the action we want to play. This is partially preference, but in general, what I try to shoot for is 4/64 inch. I'm using a string action gauge. Again, this is something you can buy. You could buy this on Amazon. You could buy this on StewMac. I have a StewMac string action gauge. And so I'm going to just take it right to the 12th fret. I measure the 12th fret, and I'm looking to see this. The thicker E is 4/64 inch. And then I'm checking on the thin E side too, and I'm getting 4/64 inch. That's my preference on electric guitars. Some people prefer higher, some people prefer lower. I know some guys that play as low as like 2/64. It's a little buzzy for me, but 4/64 is a great place to be. You also want to check and make sure before you start setting the action that the strings aren't buzzing out really bad. This is everything's perfect, playing perfect on this guitar right now. So we shouldn't have to worry about raising that up. So we're going to keep it at 4/64. To start with setting the action, we want to know what the radius of the guitar neck is. This is a Fender Stratocaster, and so we pretty much already know. There's a few exceptions where they had some necks that were 7.25, which would mean it's more curved. But pretty much most all their electric guitars are going to be a 9.5 radius, but we're going to double check just to be sure. So grab out your undersaddle radius. If you don't have an undersaddle radius, this has all the different gauges, and you could easily find one on Amazon. This one's from StewMac, so it's a little bit more sturdy, a little easier to read. So first we're going to start by taking the undersaddle radius, which means that we're just going to go underneath the strings. And I've got it on 9.5 right now. And what I'm checking for is I'm making sure that the curvature of the undersaddle radius is meeting the curvature of the neck. And when I'm looking closely, I see it is basically a perfect fit. If your eyes aren't as good, if you need a little extra help, you could turn the lights off and take a flashlight and shine it through one side and make sure there's no light coming through the other side, or very little. So now that we've confirmed it's a 9.5 on the radius, what we're going to do is we're going to take that 9.5 down to where the bridge is, where the saddles are. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just gently lift up. And as I'm lifting up, I'm making sure that the two lowest strings I want to be like the two outside strings, so the two E strings I want to be the lowest. If when you pull up on this, there's a string that's lower, first you want to raise that saddle up first. So I need a little Allen wrench that's going to fit in here. This is kind of handy. There's a lot of times you'll get Allen wrenches just for different projects and stuff. I just keep a little box of different miscellaneous sizes. Or you can get something at the hardware store. But I'm going to see if this fits here. Each saddle is going to have just a little Allen wrench size, and this one fits perfectly. So if when you pull up, one of the interior strings is lower than either of the E strings, you're going to just take this and you're going to raise. There's two adjustments on each saddle. You're going to raise each until it's just a little bit higher than the two E strings. This is not the case on this one. When I'm looking, the two E's and then the G are all touching the strings. So that what it tells us is these strings that are not touching, we just want to get those lower down so that they're all touching this under saddle radius. And just to explain the reason why we're doing this is what you're doing is you are making sure that the strings, so just the same way that the neck has a curve, you're making sure the strings have the same curve right above that. If it doesn't have the same, so if the neck curves like this but your strings are like this, it's just not going to feel comfortable to play. So we're going to start with the A string, and I'm going to just start lowering this down. On both sides you want to make sure you kind of go back and forth, and we're just kind of still gently tugging up to see, are we getting close? Now we're just barely touching the same way we are on the other strings. So that one is good to go. Now we're going to work our way over to the D string, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to adjust this side here. I'm going to go back to here, adjust this side, just barely touching there too. Okay, so as we're finishing up here, you're going to be pulling up on the undersaddle radius, and you're going to notice that all 6 strings are just gently lifting up all together. So that means that we have the exact radius that we want. So next we're going to jump to intonation now that we know the action is set. So to explain intonation, it basically just means when I play this E open, I want to make sure that it's the exact same note when I hit the E on the 12th fret here. So the 12th fret, it's the octave of the note. So it's the exact same note, it's just up the octave. It sounds like we're a little out of tune, so we're going to make sure we tune the guitar first. So I know a lot of people, a lot of, I guess you could say professionals, will really swear by the Strobo tuners, the Peterson Strobo tuners, which is great. They're really wonderful. Truthfully, when we're just doing a simple intonation on something like an electric guitar, I think that the snarks are going to do just a fine job. We're not doing anything like a fret job or anything really major, so I feel like the snarks have come a long way, so I don't think you need to go get something really fancy. The snark tuners are really wonderful. You could probably pick this up for about 20 bucks online, or if you have a local shop, definitely support them too. So we're going to clip our snark tuner on top of the headstock, and I'm going to just simply go down and make sure that first I have every note's first in tune. Turn the volume back up. Sharp. Ooh. This will happen when you reset the action. It's gonna mess with the tuning, and that's why I said we want to set the action first. Okay, so now that we got the guitar in tune in general, we are gonna just go from the thick E string all the way down to the thin E string on the other side, and we are going to check the intonation. Now, to explain this, essentially, on a Stratocaster, each saddle moves individually. So you can either move it towards the neck or you can move it away from the neck. Let's start with the E, and we'll kind of explain it as we go. So we're perfectly in tune right now. Now, when I go to press down on the 12th string, on the 12th fret, I mean, we're just a little sharp. Yeah, we're just a tiny bit sharp. So I'm going to, on the bottom here, you have little Phillips. Since it was just a little sharp at the 12th fret, that means we want to move the saddle away from the neck just a little bit. Okay, now let's recheck it here. You're gonna have to get it back to in tune, open. Perfect. I don't know if you can hear it in the video, but it's like you can just hear it when it's right. So that one's good to go. Now we're going to go to the A. Okay, we're in tune on the A. We're a little sharp. Again, I hopefully you can hear this in the video. So because we're sharp, we're going to move the saddle away from the neck. If it's sharp, you move away from the neck. Okay, let's see what that did. Get back in tune and open. Perfect. And these don't need to be really large changes. A lot of times they're just going to be off by a little bit. So just go a little bit at a time and then check it and keep going until you're at the right the right intonation. That one's almost just about perfect there, so we're not going to touch that one. Check the G. G's good to go. Yep, we're good on the B too, so we got one more string to check. We're getting lucky this time. Okay, we had it easy. We really only had 2 strings that we needed to work with there. And so again, just to remind you, if the string is sharp on the 12th fret, but it's in tune open, you're going to move the saddle away from the neck. If it is flat on the 12th, but it is in tune when you're playing open, you're going to move towards the neck. When you get done with both of those things and everything's playing how it should, it's just going to feel really comfortable. So that is that. If you guys want to, I know we mentioned you want to make sure the neck is straight, and we didn't really talk about that in this video, but if you want to check it out, you can check out this video right here we've already made for checking the truss rod and making sure your neck is straight. Until next time, hope you guys have a good week.